off all these mugs again, clear it all up. I'll say it once again. If you don't like me that much, there's a barn at the side here. Step in it with me. Lock us in, and the best man will walk out, no holds barred. But again, a disclaimer, serious harm, can I care, or will I care? Pour that in your pipe and smoke it, tossers.
Brilliant. Yeah, fucking twat.
Who have we got in the house? Red Ibex. Salute to you, my good man. But I never imagined Parker as a gearhead. No, me neither. Me neither, brother. Gary Tracy, salute to you, mate. How's it going, pal? Yeah, I'm all right, thanks, brother. I hope you're well. Big Rick from across the pond, salute to you, Rick. But Loz, salute, my good man. So sniff during the fight week sounds dodgy to me. Why would he do that? Well, I don't know, man. I really don't know, but we're going to get into it and find out what the hell's going on. So, hope you're all well anyway. Thanks for coming through. It's been a while. I've been on here for ages, man. Who's that? Plan. Salute Cheese Put Joseph Scarface Parker. Yeah, it's only a piss take, mate. I love doing me thumbnails. So, Big Rick, salute to you anyway. Thanks for coming through. Big Rick broke the news to me this tea time about Joseph Parker apparently failing a drug test with VADA, cocaine in his system during fight week. So I got home, did a bit of reading up about it, and it's saying Parker's on holiday. I forgot who it was it the guy who manages him? He said, I think they're denying it. Obviously now VADA have passed it on to you. Sorry, I'll try again. Yeah, to UCAD. And UCAD and the British Boxing Board of Control are going to deal with it when he comes back off holiday. But he could be looking at a 2-year ban. So they're saying. How do we feel about it? Sylvester, salute to me, good man. But Loz, what's up, mate? Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. I hope you're well, my good brother. Chris versus Ben, too. You got. I'm going for Eubanks again. I think it'll be pretty much the same outcome. I could be wrong. I'll be live for that fight tomorrow. I'm going to get the pay-per-view and go live for it tomorrow. So I don't know what to say, man. Even the good guys, Joseph Parker, man. If it is true, I mean, I know it's not PEDs, but nevertheless, it's still drugs, isn't it? I don't know what to say. I'm very, very disappointed in Parker. Cheers, anyway. It just a lack of discipline. I think. I bet he was just praying days before. Partying days before the match. Yeah, you could be. Excuse me. Yeah, you could be right. I mean, like I say, it's not like it's PEDs, is it? I'm just disappointed in him, me, and the thing why I've called it Blowjo Parker's because I think if he gets found guilty, I think he's blown it now. It's a fucking long way back. I mean, it's a long way back for him anyway after the Wardley fight. But if he gets a 2-year ban as well, that's just going to really shove things in the wrong opposite way for the guy. I don't know what to say, man. I'm very disappointed. But like you say, what he does out the ring is entirely up to him. But it's crazy that if he has had it, that you're doing it during fight week. It's only a matter of time before you would have got caught at some point. I mean, I don't know how quick that shit's in your system for. because they don't do it. So I don't know. I have no clue. Parker mistook the protein powder for the wrong powder. Yeah, a random Dom Newt. Salute to you anyway. That's got to be triple knee. Sure it is. Red Ibex. But would you support a life ban for Parker if he got found guilty? No, because I'll tell you the reason why. Red Ibex. I'll tell you the reason why, brother. Because if Parker this is what I was thinking about, right? If Parker gets a 2-year ban, just say they find him guilty, the British Boxing Board of Control find him guilty, and UCAD and all that shit. Now, say Parker gets a ban for 2 years, then what about all the other people? What about Dillian White? What about Conor Benn? Do you know what I mean? Because it really should be what's good for one should be good for the others. That's how I see it. Please be careful with comments, Triple Knee, aka English Patriot, got that just as the boats should be. You're not case you. Salute to you. 3 days to leave your system in urine or 2 days to leave your system with blood. Bloody hell. I read a comment saying Tyson Fury led him the wrong way. Yes, I did. I did. I read it on Facebook. Someone put, that's what you get for hanging around with Tyson Fury. That's ruthless, that. I'm just salute to you, Tarver. Put Joseph Coke. Oh man. Nah, Parker's still cool in my book. I really don't care if he sniffed 10 lines. Yeah. Mike, salute to you, my good man. Thanks, Mike, for coming through. He'd just been contaminated somehow. Probably borrowed a £20 note off his mate Fury. Quality. Yes, Fury is a good friend. He sniffed Parker to a loss. Yeah. I mean, what might I haven't got no problem with him because like I say, it's what he does in his own time. Do you know what I mean? It's not PEDs, but what I'm disappointed in him. Yes, I am. I'm disappointed in him, especially because it was fight week and it's only a matter of time before. Can you hear me? Something just happened. The weather's atrocious here, blowing a gale force wind and everything. Just one sec. I think what's going on here. Yeah, so I'm a bit disappointed in him. Yeah, I've lost the chat because it just thrown me out. Yes, Fury is a good. Yeah, read that. The Nose King. Yeah, Bruce Gas. Salute to you, brother. Uh, Apparently, people did use the sniffer in the days to reduce pain. Right. Okay. Bruce Gas, salute my good man, brother. I'll salute to you. You're back. Yeah, the weather's atrocious here. It's blowing a gale and it's pissing down with rain. So I could have problems. Outlaw, salute to you, my good man. It's what evening, lost evening to you, brother. Went quiet for 30 seconds. Sound is good, lost. Oh, right, cool. Yasser, salute to you, my good man. And chat, salute to you, salute. Yeah, I'm not surprised Fury taught him well and now playing mental health. God. Here she is, the Gabriella. Salute to you, Gabby. Salute. Thanks for coming through. I hope you're well, sweetheart. Weather's terrible up here. Yeah, it's atrocious, mate. It's been atrocious all day. Gale force winds. Fucking hell, it's been a horrible day today. Parker doesn't do coke. He just likes the smell of it. Yeah. Let me get my tinfoil hat on, I think it's stitching up Parker because of the controversial stoppage and don't want to give him a rematch against Wardley. Fucking pissy. He drinks much of it. So, do you think then if Parker gets banned? Do you think that's fair, or do you think it's not fair? Me personally, I think it's not fair because if he does get banned, like I said, I can't be asked to keep bringing up old news because it don't get you anywhere. But I've never been a fan of any drug cheat me, especially the ones what have popped and never provide any evidence, yet they carry on fighting. So if Parker gets a ban, for me, I think it's snide. I really do because, like I say, it's not a PED. I was talking to her. He borrowed Fury's Dyson and put it up his nose. Yeah, Gabrielle's. But Fury must have sneezed on Parker. Absolutely, yeah. I don't think you should be banned if you're caught doing recreational drugs. I think it's a fine as enough. That's a great point, that Outlaw. Yeah, I think I agree with you there because it's not like I keep saying. It's not as if it's PEDs. Do you know what I mean? What's the advantage? Unless, like what someone's just said, they do it for numb the pain. Then I can't really see what would the advantage be of having cocaine. What's it gonna do? It's gonna send your head scatty, surely it is. I don't know. I don't know. Fury must have put some powder on Parker's wild boar, to be fair. If you think you're all juicing, yeah. Do you support strict liability? I do. Red Ibex, mate. I think if you caught doping, right, there's two ways how I look at it. If you caught doping, whether it's because if it's PEDs, right, I see it like this: you're fighting someone, so you're trying to get an advantage over them. Plus, you're putting their life at risk. So, for performance enhancing drugs, I think if you get caught, you should either get at least a 5 year ban or you should get banned altogether. And if you don't get banned altogether, then you should at least get a 5 year ban. That's how I see. Some people could get contaminated. Some people do pick up wrong supplements. But at this modern day in boxing, you, that's what your team's there for, isn't it? You've got your nutritionists, you've got your people who do all your food, you've got your physios, you've got your fucking strength and conditioners, you've got your trainer, you've got the people who prep your food. All of these people are paid to look after you. So all of these people should know what you're in taking. I'm a big believer now of that they're all on it now, people saying it. I don't know. It's a bullshit dirty game, isn't it? Apparently boxers back in the day used to use cocaine to increase their resistance. Right, okay. I didn't know that. I wonder if Parker gets banned, he still can do he still can do shows matching such a fighters as Jake Paul. Fucking piss. Let me give you a wrench anyway. Well, really, no. Give you a wrench. I don't know what this computer's doing, man. Yeah, I missed that. Fury got caught for it and played mental health. Yeah, Outlaw. Was he positive before or after the Wardley fight? The timeline's important. What I read, Outlaw, all it's given us, it was saying during the week. That's all I've read. And UCAD, VARA passed it over to UCAD. That's all it said. and there's going to be obviously an investigation. But at this moment in time, Joe Parker's on holiday wherever, so they can't do anything about it till he's back. So I don't know. I need to look into it more, Outlaw. Due to Parker's high consumption of coffee, he tested positive for cocoa along the same lines as eating too much. It's fucking ruthless. Who else can get up his nose unless Fury played the prank on him? Yeah, before I think. Oh, all right. I didn't know that. Parker has just some cocoa. Yeah, Coca-Cola, big deal. Good point. Yeah, Gabrielle. I was talking to Gabrielle. Well, nutritionists put cocoa beads in Parker's food. Outlaw, he tested positive the day of the fight. Right. Fucking hell, Rick knows everything, man. Bloody hell, so it was the day of the fight. So is it like what someone said in the chat that they could be using that for resilience? I don't know, man. I'm very disappointed. And he Puff Gaddy dealer sold Parker the coat. Yeah, yeah. I reckon Frank won't stick up for Parker. No, Willie L. No, not a chance. Absolutely not. Nutrition. Yeah, read that. Read that. I reckon Frank won't stick up for Parker. No, not at all. That's a good point. I don't think so neither. You mark my words. You mark my words. They're going to make a show of this. I can see it coming. They're going to nail Parker for this. They're going to nail him for it. I can just see it coming. So there's no chance of not that he's going to get a rematch anyway, but you know what I mean? This could, if you think about it seriously, if he gets done for this, this could. I mean, how old is he? He's not that old, is he? He's only 30. Is he 35 or 30? How old is Joseph Parker?
33 years
Oh,
old.
so he's only 33. So if he gets a 2-year ban, that's 35, depending on when he's. You know, man, it's a long way. Yeah, it's it could be. This could be. I wouldn't say career over, but it could be as well because if you think about it, a 2-year ban, so he's not going to be doing anything. He's going to be ring rusty to foot, and he's going to have to start from the bottom and climb his way back up the ladder. And we all know how long that can take, especially if you've got a promoter who really doesn't favour you. You know, just keep throwing you out and throwing you out in fights and fights. I mean, look how long it's took him to get where he was, and he still didn't get his world title shot. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. 35. You're looking at. I think if he gets banned for 2 years, so there's 35. You're possibly looking at another 2 years before he would even get a title shot. So by then he'd be 37. He's still young, like, but I don't know, man. It's not looking good for old Joseph. Yeah, I've read that. Sniff gets out of your system in 24 hours. So even if he sniffed over the previous weekend, there's no way he should have tested positive. Right, okay. In Saudi Arabia, out of all places. Yeah, excuse me. Could he have used cocaine as a masking agent? It's a good point. I don't know. You don't know. I gotta look into this. When I come off here, I'm gonna try and like find out some information, like Google what does cocaine can it hide stuff? I don't know. I'm interested in it though. Loz, do you have an Instagram? Yeah, I do, sweetheart. I don't ever really post. I don't think I've ever posted on there, but yeah, I'm on Instagram. I don't even know how to use the damn thing. I just give me mate loads of shit on there. That's it. Yeah, I'm on there. I don't know if you can see that. It's just Loz Dawkins, LOZ, 1Z, DAWKINS. I don't know if you can see that, Gabby. But yeah, I'm on Instagram. So that's LOZDAWKINS. Where was it now? Could he? Yeah, that's. I tell you what, Red Ibex, that's a good question. That possibly what can it mask though? I don't know. He just has to stay away from Fury during this ban period. He's going to screw his own career. Yeah. They have the death penalty for drug uses in Saudi. Let's see what a cocaine can mask. Yeah. Tyson Fury must be upset about this. Everyone's blaming Fury. Fucking brilliant. A random. Oh, he's talking to Triple Knee. Fury loves it. Parker off the Devil's Dandruff. Then, yeah. 8 masking shite. Somebody got him. Yeah, I don't know, Mikey. It's going to be interesting, man. I just feel, I could say, unless Joe says, yeah, I've used it, and then we'll know straight away. But if he denies it, what's his case going to be? What are British Boxing Board of Control going to do to Joe? How long will he get a ban? It's interesting. But I can see them throwing the book at him for this. I really can. Was it Liam Cameron who got banned for cocaine? He got traces of cocaine on him and got a 4-year ban or something. I'm sure it was him. I know somebody did a while back. One of the boxers got traces of cocaine. Apparently, he said it was exchanging £20 notes or something. Can someone tell me that? I reckon those sheets took a big shit on Parker after this. Yeah, I might get caught the sniff, but what could it hide? Yeah, and to think Parker what he'd have shot against Usyk a few months ago. Yes, it was Liam Cameron. There you go, then. Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know because the British Boxing Board of Control, the weirdos, aren't they? They seem to be favoritism over people who are famous or the face fits right, or people who can sell tickets. Do you know what I mean? They don't seem to get banned. Parker, even though he's well known over here and he's got a lot of followers over here, he's not a massive household name, is he? Well, he is, but I don't know how he'd go on, like, say, selling out Wembley and stuff like that, or even Tottenham Hotspur's ground, which is 60 odd thousand. Found you, Loz. Thanks. Yeah, okay, sweetheart. If you send us a friend request, I'll do it after here. When I come off, I'll add you. Yeah. So I don't know. It's interesting. I just feel sorry for him, but until we know, or should I say, until I know what the crack is, then I'm just going to sit on it for now. Julio Cesar Jr. tested positive for cocaine fight week multiple times, wasn't masking, just using. Yeah, I can believe that with him. Yes, it was Liam Cameron. I know it's crazy about thinking Parker was going to get a shot against Usyk. Lamont Brewster failed for cocaine hours before a title fight, lost the belt before throwing a punch. Yes, same with David Benavidez, wasn't he? He lost his belt for testing positive for cocaine. Rock had said no, cocaine is not masking agent. In fact, it's the opposite of what a fighter would use to hide PEDs. Dr. Usman might have something. Yeah. Does he use? Of course, it could get it wrong. I don't know what that is. Right. So, how long have we been on here talking about this? 25 minutes. Do you want to carry on, or do you want to get on to some other subject? until you know what the crack is, Loz. Lol, don't you mean to say that? Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean. You're always pulling me, you all the time over stuff. I say sometimes you can't get your words out, Red. I bet. Well, I can't anyway. Um, I mean, you know what I mean to say, but sometimes I can never get them out. So yeah, I'm going to wait and see and do a little bit of digging and see what comes of it. But to wrap this up, I think they're going to throw the book at Parker. I really do. Crack cocaine, I know, yeah. They're going to throw the book at him. Right, let's move on to another subject then. Because I ain't been on here for about 3-4 weeks. But I did watch this. Did any of you watch the Boazzi versus Zach Parker fight? Oh, what a snooze fest that was. Just quickly give you my perspective on the fight. Joshua Boazzi seems to have gone backwards again. He seemed to be slipping, going backwards and backwards with his career. Because he don't, I don't know, man. He's like an engine. He's got all the accolades and everything, but he's just flat. I watched the fight. It was boring as fuck. Zach Parker with the excessive holding and the ducking down. He fell on the floor 3 times in one round, and Boazzi told him get up. But it was a boring fight. Who do you think won? I did hear Carl Frampton say that he didn't give Boazzi 1 round, and they were all saying it was a robbery. I disagree. I think if I was going to score the fight, I would have given it a draw because for me, I couldn't be dealing with the amount of holding what Zach Parker was doing and that ducking down all the time. But then again, Boazzi wasn't letting his hands go. But then when you looked at the fighters after, Zach Parker's face was fucked up compared to Boazzi. Boazzi didn't have a mark on him, but I don't know, it was a stinking fight for me. It was boring, and I just don't see where Joshua Boazzi's going. I really don't see where this kid's going, and it's a shame because he can prove. He's proved to me when I've given him a bit of stick for his lackluster performances. He proves again that he can fight and he can go to war like he did with Callum Smith. That was a fantastic fight. But then he fights Zach Parker in a lackluster fight again. Was it Zach Parker's style? I don't know. I couldn't work the fight out for myself, if I'm honest. Zach Parker was robbed. So you think he was robbed? Waxy versus Yard could be made. Yeah, I think. But then again, it's hard to say what Yard's got because Yard's looked shite in his last 2 fights, especially that fight against that Polish lad. He looked rusty as anything. So this fight with Benavides will tell you what Anthony Yard's got. I always wanted to see that fight, Yard Boazzi, and I always had Yard to beat him. But then when I saw Yard's fight against that Polish lad and he knocked him down, I think it was in the first or second round, and then couldn't get him out of there, I was like, he's pretty shot, I think. And then when I watched Yard versus Yard versus not Yard, Boazzi versus Callum Smith, then I thought to myself, there's no way that fucking Yard beats Boazzi because Boazzi was excellent in that fight. But then I watched him again last weekend or weekend before, and it was like, this is. I was going to do a video and I watched it, and then I thought, I can't even be asked. I'm not doing a video to that. So I don't know. I don't know. It's a shame though. Boazzi versus Yard could be made. Yeah. Boazzi said he wants the winner of Benavides Yard. Yes, well, Big Rick. Apparently, he won that WBA fucking Mickey Mouse belt, but apparently that was a title. What he said that was a final eliminator apparently for the WBA. But how's he fighting? How's he going to end up fighting the winner of Yard versus Benavidez? I don't know, man. I think Benavidez blows him away. Um, and if I'm honest, I don't think Anthony. I did think at first. I thought Yard might not beat Benavidez, but I thought he might give Benavidez a good tough fight and Benavidez to win on points. But because he's always up for the big fights, but you can only go off your last fights, can't you? And if I'm honest, the last fights I've seen with Anthony Yard, I think Benavidez schools him. I don't think he'll stop Yard. I don't know, but I definitely think he'll school him. I think it'll be a one-way sided fight, if I'm honest. But then again, you look at Benavidez hasn't really looked that good, has he? At light heavyweight, and he's definitely seems to have lost his power. But for me, Benavidez is just too good for someone like Yard. Blatzy said, yeah, I read that. So I don't know. So let me ask you this then, Red Eye Red Ibex. Why do you think Zach Parker was robbed then? You tell me, man. Benavidez on points. Yeah, I think so. I think so. So tell me why you think Zach Parker was robbed. I mean, if I'm honest, I'll tell you the truth. I only caught it from the middle of round 3. I forgot it was even on. And I've been in the shop, I just come back, put TV on, thought, fuck it, I'll just see if there's any boxing on the zone, and bang, it come up. So I watched it. So I didn't see who won the first 2 rounds, but what I watched of it, it was a stinkinator fight, if I'm honest. Benavidez on points. Hey, up, brand new. Let's salute to you, man. Fucking hell. Long time subscriber. Hope you're well, bro. Benavidez on points. Parker partying before the fight again, I see. Yeah, it's looking like that, mate. It's looking like that. Benavidez on points. Yeah, that's what I think. I think Benavidez on points. But I'm hoping, Branulus, that Yardy is up for it because it's the last crack of a title. I can't see Yard getting another title shot after this. So I hope he goes for it. And I hope it's a good fight. I really do. I hope, like, because when Yard's up for it, like the Kovalev and the Beterbiev fight, even though he lost them fights, for me, he did himself justice because I think he put in a great performance against them two guys. I mean, he was inches away from beating Kovalev, but he burnt himself out. But I never thought he was going to beat Beterbiev, but for me, he did better in that fight than what I thought he would do. So kudos to him. Hopefully, Yard doesn't gas himself out. Yeah, yeah. I hope it's a good fight, man. I'd be happy with a 12 round scrap. I would, but I just can't see him beating Benavidez. I just can't see it. Right. Let's talk about this then. Let me read this quick before I swap subject. The fight ended in a controversial majority decision victory for Buatsi scores of 115, 113, 114, 114, 116, 112. Despite Parker's domination, much of the action was superior volume, pressure, and cleaner shots. Who fought? So, yeah. See, I disagree with that, man. Parker himself called it a pure robbery and expressed outrage, stating he was stolen in his children's future. Yeah, see, I don't. Excuse me. I have to disagree with you there because for me, he was holding too much. Yes, he was catching Watts. Yes, he was. But he was holding too much. His head being down on the floor all the time, and the excessive holding. So for me personally, I would score it a draw. I don't know how Carl Frampton said that Boatsy won no rounds, but then when you look at Parker's face and then look at Boatsy's face after. Now, if Boatsy had no marks on his face, and Zach Parker's eyes were like that. So there for me shows that Boatsy was hitting the target. I don't know. It was. It is what it is, but yeah, I can see your point. This isn't the first controversy for Parker. In 2021, he lost to John Ryder, who also was a draw robbery claim, but Boatsy fight has sparked calls for a rematch for scoring reforms. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to go back and watch it again, but me personally, I would have called it a draw. Me for just for those reasons. Um, so I don't know, man. I don't know. It was for me. It was a lacklustre fight anyway. Right, let's talk about this. Where is he? Now, I was listening to Eddie Hearn the other day talking about this. Now, I don't. He was saying that. I mean, I don't know where I had this off Facebook saying it's a done deal, but there's nothing of proof to say it's a done deal. But Eddie Hearn didn't deny that they've been in talks with Jake Paul over this, saying that he said that Anthony Joshua could be fighting him and then wants to fight Tyson Fury and has put it on Tyson Fury. Now, for me, I'm sorry, but if Anthony Joshua goes and fights Jake Paul, what can you say about that? That's worse than Tyson Fury fighting Ngannou, that, because Ngannou had no boxing background and you fought him, and I let that one slip because Fury fought him. But if you fight this guy, what kind of legacy, which you always say you wanted to leave, is this? What is that? You're entertaining this gimp into the fucking boxing world. Now, yeah, you're going to make millions. What, for blowing him out in one round? What kind of legacy is that? You say you want to become a three-time heavyweight world champion, but go and fucking fight someone. Don't be fighting this guy. This guy's an absolute weapon. He shouldn't even be in a fucking boxing ring. I tell you, man, if Anthony Joshua fights him, that's some serious fucking bullshit, that is. Um, Parker called it clean shots. Parker called it a pure robbery. Oh, I've read that. What the fuck? Yeah, exactly. Shower Howlett, salute to you, sweetheart. For hey, Loz, hey to you. I hope you well. Thanks for sticking around. Much appreciated. I hope you're well, sweetheart. Anyway, Big Rick's put, I see this fight as a cash out for AJ and Eddie Earnloss. Yeah, it is. But it's bullshit, Big Rick. Bullshit. Mr. Anthony Joshua saying it's all about legacy and all that. I tell you what, that's just some serious bullshit. And you're adding fucking fire. You're putting fuel to the fire, Mr. Anthony Joshua, because that guy doesn't deserve to be in a fucking boxing ring. Not one fucking bit, does he? Man, if you want to go fight Jake Paul, go over to fucking Misfits and do that shit over there. Londoner, salute to me, good man. He's put, yo, Loz, never want to see Zach Parker in the ring again, stinking out the place and virtual London at this. Yeah, Natured Boatsy, I think Yard will smash him. He could do, yeah. Yeah, he could do. Joshua has given up the heavyweight belts. Yeah, Turkey needs to do a streamy, airy, what's that? Airy, turd on Eddie's. I'm not reading that. Due to what comes out of it. Yeah, I know. Charles put, yeah, I ain't going nowhere. Oh, salute to you, Queen. I didn't even know you were still around. I haven't seen you for ages. As you know, I don't get on with them lot anymore. But I'm thankful you're still around. Salute to you anyway. Thank you. Those matches are much appreciated, sweetheart. Those matches make a lot of money people watch them even though they don't like Jake Paul nor the context. Yeah, but that for me is casuals. That's for me. I wouldn't watch that. No way would I. Just like I didn't the Ngannou shit. I wasn't paying 25 quid for that bollocks. Absolutely not. That's just some bullshit, man. Eddie probably knows it. But the way how he was talking about it though was if saying like, "Well, we're putting it on Tyson Fury," but in it because if he comes back, Anthony Joshua says he wants this fight. But in the meantime, he might fight Jake Paul as a warm up. And even Simon Jordan said that's a disgrace. That's no fucking warm up. That's just a cash out, an easy, quick win. So Joshua ought to be ashamed of himself. AJ going to ruin that guy's career. Yeah, but the thing is, he's ruining AJ's career as well if he's fighting him. Fucking hell, how can anyone say that was a you can remember Anthony Joshua for fighting a YouTuber? I don't know. I can't. I find it crazy. Imagine the trash talk between AJ and Jake Paul. Oh God, yeah. Fucking hell, that'd be awful. Another money grab for Jake Paul and Joshua. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's mugging the fans off big time. Well, it won't be mugging me off. I mean, anyone, people are entitled to do as they please, but you won't be mugging me off because there's no way on earth I'd be paying that. I wouldn't even cover it. I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't talk about it. I wouldn't give it any airtime. So it's up to people what they do, isn't it? AJ being wrapped in bubble wrap and missing for over a year since Dubois sent him to space, and now he's resurfacing to fight Jake Paul instead of doing the Dubois rematch and sign a clause. Pathetic. Fucking totally agree with you. Absolutely, totally agree with you. 100% Londoner. That's some bullshit, that man. Absolutely, couldn't say it any better. No doubt, blame Tyson Fury for this. If AJ fights Jake Paul, nothing to do with Fury. Yeah, I don't blame Fury for it. I mean, I've I've always tried to be me, keep it down the middle. No one's too big, and no one's. Do you know what I mean? You shouldn't need to criticise fighters if they don't need criticising, or if you got a favourite fighter. Doesn't mean that they can't be criticised because this is pure bullshit. Fighting Jake Paul, it's pure bullshit. So, like London has said, and you can't blame fucking Tyson Fury for it. And I wouldn't, even though I've give Fury stick. I would never give Fury stick for that. That's why I said this is worse than what Fury did. Because Fury only fought Ngannou once. This dude then went on and fought Ngannou, and now he's on about fighting Jake Paul. That's fucking terrible. At least Ngannou's got some kind of fucking fighting background. Yeah, it's not boxing, but at least he comes from the MMA world. Do you know what I mean? He knows how to let his hands go. This guy's a fucking YouTuber, man, who has fights rigged for him, fighting pensioners and having them rigged so that they can't let their hands go. It's crazy, man. And the guy's got a fucking WBA ranking. It's fucking beggars belief. Boxing is the most craziest upside down fucking sport going, man. It's corrupt. It's fucking backwards. It's upside down. It don't make no sense. It's a crazy sport, man. Yeah, I don't blame that. Crime what's brewing. Yeah, AJ will be straight on there if he takes this fight. Absolutely. If Jake Paul drops AJ, it's over. Our legacy is ruined. Nothing can heal that. I know that would be embarrassing, wouldn't it? This is rubbish boxing. Imitates life and egos, politics. It's all fake. We are clowns. We are the clown world. Yeah, exactly. I totally agree, Red Ibex. Red Ibex, I don't know if any of you noticed, but this is why I haven't been banging out any content because I've fucking had it up to here with boxing. I really can't be arsed with it anymore. I just can't. It's just shit. When you're seeing shit like this, Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul, kudos to anyone who wants to report on this and make videos and won't watch it. Good luck to you, but it's not for me. It's not my boxing is becoming WWE now, all scripted. This is why I ain't even. I'll watch the Ben fight tomorrow because it'll be a good fight. The first fight was a good fight, but it's becoming like WWE scripted fighting now, unfinished business. What do you mean it's unfinished business? There's no unfinished business. The business is finished. He got beat fair and square from a guy who's a drugs cheat, didn't provide any evidence, making out that they've got fake beef when there was no beef between them. It's between the parents, and then try and sell it to the crowd that these two have had beef ever since their fathers. No, they haven't. No, they haven't. One's a con man who won't fight anyone in his division, says he wants Triple G, Charlo, fucking all these people, Canelo Alvarez. He wants Terence Crawford, but doesn't fight anyone. And the other one's a drugs cheat who's not proved any innocent and has not fought anyone in his division. But it's unfinished business from a fight where he got beat. This is why I'm saying to you, I can understand. Like I've lost a few subs over these last few weeks, but this is because boxing to me, it's just becoming a stink fest. It's just bullshit. Now it's good to sell it. You've got to. I'm all about selling the fights, but stop with all this scripted, unfinished business. It's no. If you've been around boxing long enough, where you tell me then, somebody in the chat tell me, right? Where did this beef start then with Conor Benn and Chris Eubanks Jr.? Somebody point out a year, a time, or where did this beef start between them? I'd love to know. And somebody show me where there's receipts where Conor Benn has always hated Chris Eubanks. It's fucking bollocks, man. Absolute bollocks. It's just fucking selling fights to casuals or ripping off fans for a pay-per-view fight, which we already seen him get beat, and you boiled him down whilst you put weight on, and he still beat you. So where is the unfinished business? It's crackers, man. Um, read that. It's rubber. Yeah, absolutely. It might not happen. Jake prefers out of prime fighters. True. Hey up, mate. Salute to you, Lizard. I hope you're well, brother. Conor Benn versus Eubank should not really be happening. Turkey gave away free tickets. Bloody hell. Jake Paul wants to arrange matches with all possible big names. If it gets him more and more big names to perform matches with, he'll literally become the face of boxing because of his massive, speculates. Yeah. Warrior, salute to you, brother. Yeah, good point. Hey, Loz, AJ Jake Paul is like Superman versus a human in the first fight. Yeah. Wizard, salute to you. Alboy the Goat. Yeah, I'm coming to him in a minute. Jake is just chasing out. Nobody cares about him anymore. If Jake drops him, can you call AJ gay? Oh, Gage, crazy. I don't know. I went on a bit of a rant then. I'm sorry about that. But that, honestly, man, I look at the news sometimes on my break and I'll go through my phone and I'll look at the news and I fucking hell, man, same old shit. Same old shit. For me, this year's been fucking terrible with boxing. Been shit. Now, next week's card. Now that's a fucking pay-per-view card. That's a pay-per-view card. That's a proper boxing fans card. That card next week. Because that's stacked with talent and great fights on there. That's a fucking card. I'm not saying Ben and that's not going to be a good fight, because it will be a good fight. As proven the first fight was a good fight. But for me, it shouldn't be pay-per-view because we've already seen it. And and there's no unfinished business. How can you have no unfinished business when he got beat? So if Eubanks beats him again tomorrow, what are they going to call it next? Revenge? Or do you know what I'm trying to say? What are they going to do next? It's like the shit what they were trying to do if Tyson Fury fights Usyk. It's the same thing. It's bullshit. Why do you want to see a fight Tyson Fury versus Usyk 3 when we've already seen him get beaten twice before? You can't have a trilogy when you've lost twice. It's fucking crazy. Paydays, absolutely, yeah. Nave, salute to you, good man. Hope you're well, big Nave. Salute to you, brother. Can we talk about Ben and Eubank now? Yeah, Ben will stop Eubank. Let's talk about it, mate. Talk about what you want. Yeah, let's talk about it then. So you're going for Conor Ben to stop Chris Eubanks tomorrow? I don't think so. I think Eubanks got a granite. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you don't know. Me, I think it's the same result again. So you're going for that then? Quiz. Junior wins again, yeah. Ben to stop Eubanks. He could do. I mean, it's possible. It's boxing after all. But for me, excuse me, I don't think so. I don't think he. I was looking at stats earlier actually, of the amount of punches. Did I download it? I'm sure I did. I had it on my phone. Gallery. No, I didn't. But I thought I'd downloaded it. But I was looking at the stats of the punches what were thrown from both fighters, and Ben threw more punches. Did any of you see Chris Eubanks hurt in that fight? For me, no, I didn't. Did I see him get wobbled? No, I saw him get buzzed. But not wobbled. I just think for me, Eubanks looked absolutely fucking drained and he was knackered. But what's round 12, where Eubanks had Ben on the ropes towards the end and Ben was trying to hold on. Anyway, interesting fight, and I will definitely watch it, yeah. Chris, Warriors put Eubanks too drained for Liam Smith, yeah. Warriors put, I think Chris stops him this time as he's been in the ring with Conor and will know somewhat how he works and superior skill, which makes his bigger size more dangerous fighter than Conor. That's a good point. I heard someone talking about that. Is it Johnny Nelson? I did hear some ex-boxer talking of exactly that what you've just said, Warrior, and they said the same thing. They think Eubanks will stop him this time because of the size, and he's already been in with him. Big Rick's put, Loz, if Ben wins, do you see a third fight happening with Junior and Ben? Absolutely. Absolutely. You know that, Rick. Even if it's a draw. If it's a draw, I think there'll be definitely. Because they always wanted the three fights. We never got the trilogy with the fathers, did we? You know, me personally, I think Nigel Benn won the second fight. Obviously, Chris Eubanks won the first fight by stopping him. And obviously, the second fight was a draw. And unfortunately, we never got that third fight. So, yeah, I can see that. If most definite, if Ben wins tomorrow, there'll be a third fight. And I definitely believe there'll be a third fight, even if it's a draw. I do. That's my point. Lost, yeah. Imagine if Ben got the stoppage, but then popped dirty for cocaine. What would that? Oh God, I haven't done anything on Conor Ben for ages. Conor Egg Rage, yeah. Dave, here he is. Salute to you, my good man. I haven't seen you for a while, but I hope you're well. He's put he would have got it off Fat Fury and shared it with. I knew you were going to go in on Fury. Yeah, salute to you. Everyone's been going in on him. Like I said, I was reading it through Facebook earlier, and everyone was saying blaming Fury. Ben said in the Grand Arrivals, I think he wins. He won't do a third fight. Maybe he'll change his mind. He's money, isn't he, Conor Ben? Defo. If he wins tomorrow, defo. Because he'd have to, wouldn't he? Because it's one apiece. And especially if it's a great fight like the first one. If it's a great fight like the first one, a war, and Conor Benn does beat him, most definite Warrior. There'll be a. Good to see you, Loz. Yeah, and you, Dave. Thanks, brother, for still sticking around. Is there a weight clause this time? I honestly don't know, Wizard. I don't know, brother. I really don't know. But I hope it's a good fight. Like I say, I'm going to go live for it tomorrow, defo, and do watch along. But I think there is. I think there is. I'm sure there is. I know it's. I do know it's back at 160, isn't it? That was it. That was it. Now you've just said it. When I was looking at the stats as well, Conor Benn was heavier than Chris Eubanks. They were both 159. Was Eubanks 159.9 ounces? And Conor Benn was 159.10 or 11. He was a couple of ounces. He was either 1 ounce. I mean, it's fuck all, isn't he? But he was either 1 or 2 ounces. He was heavier than Chris Eubanks. It gave. I'm sure it's on. If you go on Twitter and look on Ring Magazine, I'm sure they've got the picture up of it. Or did I see it on Facebook? I saw it. But Conor Benn was only a couple of ounces heavier than him. The undercard is horrible. Right, let's talk about that. There's an interesting fight. I've seen Adam Aziz arguing with that Scooby guy, whatever he's called. But this, for me, I've got this uploaded, right? I did a video about this. Excuse me. I did a video. Yes, it is on Ring Magazine. So if you go on there, it'll tell you exactly how much they weigh because it's got this one, Catterall versus Esserman. Right. This, for me, is a career. This is a must-win, I think, for Jack Catterall tomorrow. Otherwise, I think his career might be slipping away. And the reason why I'm saying it is because where do I start with Jack Catterall? I think he's a great fighter, me. I love his style. Very disappointed with him chasing Josh Taylor for all them years, but I can understand it. He wanted to put what was wrong, right. But then he just never seems to do anything. He does Linares. He beat him, then he beat that Irish dude, or he beat the Irish dude, then Linares, then he fought Regis Prograis, fought other people, and Eddie Hearn kept saying, yeah, he's going for a title shot, and no, he didn't. Then he fought Barbosa Jr., and he got beat. He got pretty much schooled off him. And then I can't say about the Eubanks fight because he stunk the place out with all the holding, what he was doing. So, Jack Catterall, man, I think he gets beat tomorrow. I think Echo Esserman beats him tomorrow. I think he outboxes it out. I think he outworks him, should I say. I think because Esserman is a pressure fighter, he's not a big puncher, but man, well, his nickname's called the Engine because this kid don't stop throwing punches and don't stop working. And I think if he puts Jack Catterall on the back foot, I don't know, man. It's an interesting fight, but I'm picking Esserman to beat Jack Catterall. I've never gone against Jack Catterall before, but due to the performance against Barbosa Jr., and I think he's getting older, he seems to me he might be slipping. I'm going to pick Echo Esserman to beat Jack Catterall tomorrow on points. I think he just puts that much pressure on him. He'll just outwork him. Josie Parker loves that ounce of lines. Fucking man. Tricky fight for this Catterall. Absolutely. Josh, salute to you, man. He's put what's going on in the thumbnail. Oh, it's just a piss take. Josie Parker apparently has been caught for cocaine during the Fabio Woodley fight. He's tested positive for it. The only folk that will come here tomorrow are skint members without a TV. Okay, hell. Have you heard about Moses and Tuma, Jermaine Franklin? It will actually be a test run too. Yeah, I've got that. I'm going to speak about that. Is it about drugs with Joe Parker? Yes, it is, mate. Yes, it is. But yeah, Lizard. Quickly then. I know some people don't like Jack Cotterall's style and think. So I've heard people say he's boring and that. I don't think he is. I think he's a good technical boxer. But I think this is a good fight tomorrow. I really do. I think it's a like you've just said, it's a tricky fight for both of them. But I just think Esserman is going to be too much for him. I think he outworks him, and it's a shame because I like Jack and I like Esserman, but I've not seen a lot of this Echo Esserman. I've only seen the fight with Chris Congo, and I've not seen a lot of him. But I did watch the Josh Taylor fight, and he completely outworked Josh Taylor. So I'm going for Echo Esserman tomorrow to beat Jack Catterall on points. And Tuma Miller, yeah. Right, let's talk about it then, because I've got it loaded up. Moses Ntoma versus Jermaine Franklin. What do I think of it? Think it's a brilliant fight. Think it's a fight. These are the fighters that Moses Ntoma should be fighting, especially now. Jermaine Franklin didn't look that good in his last fight, but you know one thing with Franklin, Jermaine Franklin is coming to fight. He's no mug. I like this kid, man. I like Jermaine Franklin. I think he's got something about him. He's a fucking he tries hard, man, and he's gonna make Moses Ntoma work. And if Moses can get him out of there, then that sends a big statement because Dillian White couldn't get him out of there. Anthony Joshua couldn't get him out of there. And if he blows him away, that sends a massive statement, that does. Who do I think wins? I don't know, man. I'm set on that. I wouldn't write any of them off because Jermaine Franklin is a lot better than what people give him credit for. He's a solid fight. For me, anyway, in my eyes, I think Jermaine Franklin is a solid fighter. That's a great test for him, that. And like I say, if he blows him away or beats him with ease, that sends a big. I think. I think then people. Well, me personally, then I will start really taking notice of Moses because that for me is a great statement, and especially if he does a number on him. Because, like I say, I think Jermaine Franklin is a good fighter, a very good fighter. Um, I don't. Rand, Random Franklin just had a fight in September. Yes, he did. I've not seen it, Rick, but I've heard a few people say it wasn't that good of a fight. Um, but for me, I think he beat Dillian White, if I'm honest. I think there was no way Dillian White beat him. Anthony Joshua was a bloody tricky fight. He gave Joshua a good run. I don't know if Dubois would be interested in fighting Moses or would dare to. Yeah, that'd be a good fight, that would. That would be a good fight. I don't think just yet for Moses. Me personally, just my personal view, I think Dubois would be way too much for him at this moment in time. But who's to say that he's obviously Moses has obviously got something about him, hasn't he? We can all see that. I just don't like how Talksport gaslight him up to be something when he's not beaten. When they were talking about him fighting Usyk, I thought that was quite disrespectful because you shouldn't be mentioning Usyk's name because you've not even been in the ring with anyone who on par with who Usyk's fought. So that's why I got me up with all this Moses and Toma hype. And for me, his best win is still a shot to smithereens, Marius Wack. But like I say, if he beats Jermaine Franklin, then I have to give the kid credit because I rate Jermaine Franklin. I rate him. I think he's a damn good, fucking honest, solid fighter. And then say if he blows him away, then yeah, why not fight Dubois? Be a good fight, that. Be a good fight, especially to see what Dubois got after taking his second loss. But Dubois always gonna. For me, Dubois will be back. He's too young. He's pretty much a seasoned fighter now. He's been in there and seen it all, hasn't he? And a lot of these heavyweights are getting old. Good fight that for Moses. Has Parker pissed off? Apparently he's popped for using cocaine during the fight week, so I'm led to believe. And Tuma knocks Franklin out and early. He could do red eye bets. You don't know. Is this a cherry? Is this a cherry pick? What for Moses? Do you mean? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think. Would you say I'm crazy if I was to say to you that Jermaine Franklin is every bit as good of a test for Moses and Tuma as what Frank Sanchez would have been? Do you think that's crazy, or do you think Frank Sanchez would have been a more of a better test than Jermaine Franklin? Because if I really look at it, who's Frank Sanchez's best win? Who's his best win? F.A. Ajagba? Is it just because he's Cuban? And we all know Cubans are great fighters, that people have saying that he was this next best up and coming thing? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So that's how I look at it. Tuma won't go near Alboy. He crazy mofo. I don't like how he cherry picks. Right, fair enough, yeah. Frank Warren says he wants Tuma to have a title shot next year, meaning he could actually fight Usyk. But I think even Tuma blows away Franklin, Usyk will still beat Tuma pretty easy. That's fair enough point. Frank will line up a few bums for Dubois. Probably, yeah. Has Franklin beaten anyone good? Why they duck Sanchez but not Franklin? Well, that's a fair enough assessment. But I don't know. That's a good point. You've got me there. You've got me thinking there. But then again, you've got to think as well. What I think is Frank Sanchez as good as what people are making out? I this is how I'm looking at it. I'm going to read you a comment in a minute, sweetheart. Show. I'm going to read it. This is how I look at it, right? I'm thinking to myself, why do people always seem to think that Jermaine Franklin is some kind of mug or some kind of pushover? Is it because he's out? It doesn't got the magnificent body like an heavyweight should have, or because people haven't heard of him? I've watched Jermaine Franklin fight, right? And when I've seen this guy fight, to me, he offers, like I say, damn good test for any up and coming heavyweight or any heavyweight. The kid fights, he lets his hands go, he's not scared to fucking mix it with the big boys. And he got robbed against Dillian White. And you could ask yourself about the Anthony Joshua fight. That was he made Anthony Joshua work his arse off in that fight. So what has Frank Sanchez got over Jermaine Franklin? I don't see it, mate. I don't see it. Who has Frank Sanchez beat? For me, his best win would be F.A. Ajagba. So I don't know. I don't honestly know. Right, let me read this. Sanchez is a harder fight. Yeah, he could be. But I don't think he is. I don't think you're crazy. Sanchez is possibly slightly better. Yeah, he's probably a better boxer, Shola. Probably as in like style. I don't know. But for me, what I've seen of Frank Sanchez, for me, he doesn't offer me anything special or anything better than what Jermaine Franklin does. That's just my assessment, sweetheart. He probably is a better fighter and technically a better gifted fighter than Jermaine Franklin. But for me, I just don't see this big thing against Frank Sanchez. Put in with Ajit Kabayel. Now, Kabayel is a great fighter, but Kabayel's no magnificent mover. Kabayel is just he's a great body technician. He goes to work on the body and he breaks you down. He's got a great chin. He's a good fighter. But would you say Kabayel is a marvelous fighter? Kabayel is no Alexander Usyk. He don't move. Can you see where I'm trying to come from? For me, Caballero's very flat-footed. He's just he's an all-round solid guy with a great punch, big puncher to the body. But he eats a lot of punches. He doesn't move. He's very stationary. For me, that's what I'm trying to say. So I don't see where this great technician thing is about fucking Frank Sanchez. I've never thought Frank Sanchez is this great technical up and coming Cuban fucking gold medalist. For me, he's no Luis Ortiz anyway. Sanchez beats Franklin comfortably, in my opinion. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. A fully fit Sanchez defo would be a harder fight for Ntuma than Franklin. There's a reason they swerved that fight, and Fish Eyes hell bent on getting his old dirty Pulev in the ring next year. Old dirty Pulev. Yeah. Franklin also got a harder questionable decision in his last fight. He 100% lost that. Yes, I understand that, Londoner. But then again, we have to go off, like I said before, against Jack Catterall. You can only go off style, as we all know, styles make fights. Sometimes you have a great day at the office, sometimes you don't. Sometimes opponents make you look shit. Well, I was talking before about Joshua Buatsi. That for me, the reason why I didn't say Zach Parker won that fight was because I think his style stunk the place out and it made Buatsi look shit. But that was just my opinion because he was excessive holding, excessive running, and excessive bending his head down all the time. So could it be that what made Franklin? I don't know, man. But for me, I am going to stick to my guns. Jermaine, for me, it's a great, solid fight, this, for Moses and Toma. That's all I can say. Me, personally, I don't think Frank Sanchez is any better than fucking Jermaine Franklin. I really don't. But that everyone's entitled to their opinion. They swear, yeah, read that. Will Ntuma fight Carvajal? I don't think so. Why not? Why not? If he sends a shockwave through the heavyweight division by blowing out, if he blows out Jermaine Franklin, then why not? Why not? I don't think Caballero. I don't think Caballero. He's there to be beaten. I think, without sounding like I'm being disrespectful, Caballero is there to be beaten, man. He's no magnificent fighter just because he's unbeaten and he's stopped a few fighters. If fucking Wu-Tang Zangada had a better gas engine and was a bit bigger, bit fitter, fucking hell, he was doing all right till Caballero took the sails out of him with them body punches. Franklin much tougher, yeah. Showers, but possibly hard to tell because Frank has no motion. Shout out to Franklin for continue to get in the ring. Sanchez isn't doing anything. What a fucking great comment. What a great comment. Facts. That is a fact, sweetheart. Where's he gone since fucking Caballero chopped him down? That's a great comment, that. What a great comment. Totally agree with you, Shaula. That's fucking fantastic. I think they knew. And as well, sweetheart, not Sanchez, sorry. Jermaine Franklin was calling for this fight. I don't know if you saw the call out video. What he did, he said, "I've heard they've got the UK have got this up and coming so called champion." He said, "I'll fight you. Not in them words, but you know what I mean." He said, "I'll come and I'll fuck you up." He said, "I'll fight." So yeah, shout out to Jermaine Franklin because he's pushed for this fight. I think they knew Sanchez was harder. Could be. Sanchez was supposed to be fighting Dubois. Yeah, he was. And what's happened there? That's gone to turmoil. But I hope Franklin messes up the show just to just to piss off Frank the Fraud. You never know, man. You never know. Oh no, don't mention Dubois and Dino Ortiz. Yeah, Lewis. Jar Ranking, salute to you. Evening. I don't think we see the best of Frank Sanchez, to be fair. Possibly couldn't. Possibly couldn't. I do believe he was carrying a leg injury, a knee injury during the Caballero fight. You know what Franklin is like, Loz. Yeah. I got Caballero as number one. Right, okay, sweetheart. Even when Gas Zhang is dangerous, I don't think it was Zhang's full power. That's what I'm saying. And he still put Caballero on his arse at 41 years old. Think about it like that. Honestly, Caballero, like I'm saying, I've watched Caballero. The first time I ever seen Caballero was when he schooled Derek in Monaco, Derek Chisora in Monaco, just jabbed Derek's head off. And Derek lost interest after about 7 rounds. Caballero is a great fighter. No two ways about it. He's a clever guy. He's a tough son of a bitch, man. Son of a gun, should I say. I don't want to call him a bitch. He's a tough mofo, but Caballero is there to be it, man. He's there to be it. But put it this way, if Caballero was to fight Alexander Usyk, I wouldn't give Caballero a chance. And you know why? Because I think Usyk had just school him. He'd dance around him too much. And I just think he'd just totally outbox him. That's just my opinion. I read that. What is it with Frank stable with Sanchez and not fighting him? Yeah, exactly. Franklin defo got heart, but he's no threat. Yeah, that's fair enough. Charlene, salute to you, sweetheart. But hi to you. Why there's more females here than before? I ain't gay. You're crazy, man. Yeah, so that's what I see anyway. Right, quickly, what else have we got? I don't know what's happening to Derek. I've heard something, right? I'm not going to say it because it's not fair for me to say it, but I was speaking to a lad in the gym the other day. Now, my friend, excuse me, his son, I've told you before, he boxes under Queensbury. He's only had one fight, and it was on the Joe Joyce fight. He was on the undercard. Now, I've heard a story about Derek, not Derek, but his opponent, and why that fight's not going on ahead. But I don't think it's fair for me to say what I heard. But it's not good news. Well, not on Derek's side, but why Derek's fights all of a sudden gone quiet. Why then? Yeah, read that. Loves the ladies, man. Love. Yeah, I wish. Tell Frank to get a few cherry picks for your friend. Yeah. Right. So I don't know what's happening with Elboy, but that's all gone quiet against him and Dillian White. What's this one? This is the fight I'm looking forward to next week. I can't fucking wait for Devon Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. I can't wait for that fight, man. This guy's vicious. I can't see Devon Haney beating him, if I'm honest. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. So just a fight. I just can't wait for the whole card. That whole card is absolutely stacked. Benavidez versus Yard, Norman versus Haney, Manson versus Noakes. I don't know who that is. Bam Rodriguez, one of my favourite fighters. Matisse versus Smith. And Beterbiev fighting that dude. I do believe that dude's unbeaten, isn't he? That kid who Beterbiev's fighting and supposed to be a big puncher. Who's the opponent? What do you mean, who's the opponent? Surely Dylan. I don't know. He was supposed to. Well. That's you're taking it away from me. I'm not. I don't know. That's somewhat along the lines what I heard. Something along the lines what I heard, Londoner. Yeah, won't be on the. Won't that be on the ground at 4 a.m.? What are you on about, Lizard? Beterbiev fight is off, Loz. Oh, you're joking. Fucking hell, why? Who's pulled out? Has Beterbiev fighting us? That other dude pulled out. Dean White fingered Dillian White. I'm not reading that. Who pulled out, Rick? Why's the fight off? Yeah, that's what I heard, Londoner. But apparently they're keeping it underground. I don't know. I honestly don't know. That's what I was told anyway. That's what I was told. But I don't. Next week, Norman Haney, 4 a.m. No, it's in Saudi Arabia. So it's British time. It's British time. We get to watch it. They're putting it on. It's not 4 in the morning, mate. Matthias Smith better be on the card next week anymore, unfortunately. Oh, God. Right. See, I haven't had my head in boxing for these last few weeks. So I've not heard. Yeah, it's our time, that, Lizard. So we get to watch the old card. So I tell you who told me, and I didn't upload the picture, but is it that? Matthias Smith. It might. Is it Sam Noakes and that Abdullah Mason? Yeah. So that fight's still going ahead, isn't he? Oh, so that's not on the card. So why is Abdullah Matthias and Smith? No, but Mace. Right. Yeah, I see. Yeah, Matthias and that's Dalton Smith, and he. So that's not happening. But my mate told me, he said, watch this fight. That Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes. They're both big bangers. And I was reading about it today. And the guy who wrote the article said, do not miss that fight. He said, there's no way on earth that fight goes the distance. That Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes. So that's one to watch out for. So I wonder who they're going to put on the rest of the undercard then. Yeah, they're not on it. It was in the States, to be fair. No, it's Saudi Arabia, it is, Lizard. Turkey said Beterbiev is supposed to fight Benavidez next if Benavidez beats Yard on Saturday. Right, okay. Seriously, fuck's sake, man. If Dillian now pissed off again, he needs to be binned off of the sport. Yeah, I know. That's what I said. That's what I said, and my mate told me that's what he's heard. But apparently they're keeping it hush hush. I don't want to mention his name. Obviously, I've told you who he is and before because his son has had a fight on the Warren card under the Joe Joyce He just signed with Queensbury last year. What was it this year? Well, he fought under when Joe Joyce fought at the Co-op Arena. He was on that card. His son was. Good night. I'm off. Good night. Off boxing tomorrow. Loz, oh, salute to you, man. Avatar. Yes, Mason fight is still on. Mason can fight, Loz. Yeah, it's supposed to be a banger of a fight, that. Better Biev isn't fighting Dion anymore. Right, okay, sweetheart. So who did someone pull out? Which one pulled out? Or obviously one of them has for a reason. Mason Noakes will be fighting. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm looking forward to that then. So that's a good fight. Benavidez Yard. I hope that's a good fight. Fucking Brian Norman Jr. Definitely cannot wait for that. I don't know what it is. I'm just focused on fucking Brian Norman Jr. Man. He reminds me of Julian Jackson. Not Julian Jackson. Gerald McClellan. He reminds me of a young Gerald McClellan. Not as in so much as in his fighting style. It's just the pure fucking nastiness the guy puts into his punches, the pure venom, and the power is unbelievable. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, they always say a boxer can beat a puncher, but I don't know, man. That Brian Norman Jr. for me he just reminds me of Gerald McClellan. Like he horrible venom. He means to hurt, man. And I like that. I like that in a fight. I don't mean I want people to get hurt. I mean, I just like fighters like some fighters are just spiteless, aren't they? They're ruthless. They're ruthless, but they're exciting. Smith versus Yard. Yeah, great fight. Smith will be fighting for a title. Yeah. He got offered apparently, but turned it down because he only got offered 2 million. Mason Noakes. Yeah, don't want your mate to get knocked for Big Dean. Yeah. Callum Smith should be fighting for a title. He should have been. Don't know what's happened to him. He's parked up now. He's parked up. But it's a shame, really, because he needs to be fighting. I couldn't, for the life of me, when I heard that Yard was fighting Benavidez, I was like, how the hell is he fighting fucking Benavidez? What's Anthony Yard done to deserve a title fight? Why is Callum Smith not fighting him? Yard's done nothing. And then somebody told me in the chat, they said apparently Callum Smith was offered the fight with Benavidez, but they only offered him 2 million, so he turned it down. I was like, well, fair enough then. You give it to Yardy then, isn't he? I think that's pretty much it, folks. Josie Park, yeah, we covered that. What's that? Yeah, Benavidez, looking forward to that. Looking forward to that. I'll be live tomorrow. But just Eddie Hearn just stop with the scripted WWE unfinished business. Well, just let them fight, man. I'm going so tomorrow. So these are my picks then out of all these what I've got uploaded. Who's that? Oh, right. So let's go for this. Devon Haney, Brian Norman Jr. I'm picking Brian Norman Jr. If I'm honest. I think he stops Devon Haney late. I wouldn't say I don't know. No, I'm sticking to it. I'm picking Brian Norman Jr. to stop Devon Haney. Whether or not he does, I don't know. But that's who I'm picking. Yard Benavidez, I'm picking Benavidez to schoolyard on points. Conor Ben, Chris Eubanks, I'm picking Eubanks to beat him on points, maybe a late stoppage. I'm picking Echo Esserman to beat Jack Catterall on points tomorrow to outwork him. What else have we got? That's a fucking farce, so I wouldn't even dare cover that. There's no way that would get any airtime on this channel. And Moses and Toma versus Jermaine Franklin. I think that's a 50-50 fight. If I'm honest, I don't know where I'd go with that. I think that's a tricky fight for both fighters. I got B in 5 or 6. Benavidez, yeah. Wow, you got Jack. Yeah, I said that in my video, sweetheart. Yeah. Yeah, I think SOS Man outworks Jack Catterall tomorrow. And I've never gone against Jack Catterall, Shaul. I've never gone against him, but the Barbosa fight for me, he does look lacklustered. I think he's had too many fights and not when he should have had a world title. I don't know. He just seemed when I watched the Barbosa fight, for me, I had him winning at the start, and then he seemed like he just lost interest, or Barbosa just stepped it up a gear and just Barbosa outworked him easy. And he just like seemed when he was interviewed, he seemed like he wasn't bothered about the loss. He just said, "Oh yeah, I'll come again." And then, I mean, I couldn't comment off the Eubanks one because that was a stinking fight. That Eubanks stunk the place out. Well, I got Jack. Yeah, B as Brian. Oh right, I got you. So you got you going for Brian Norman Jr. Yeah, knockout 5-6. Yes, yeah, I could go with that, Shaula. I think Devon Haney looks shocked to me. When he fought, oh God, what was his name? Can't even think of his name. The California kid. When he fought him, I can't think of his bloody name now. But the guy who he fought last, it was that boring show. I turned it off. Ramirez, that's it. Ramirez, yeah. I switched it off, sweetheart. I got to round 10 and I honestly, I shit you not, I was going like that. I was nodding in my chair. I turned it off, I couldn't watch it. It was boring. Linares wasn't letting his hands go. Devon Haney was on his bike too much. It was like they were just following each other around the ring. And I was thinking to myself, why is Ramirez not fucking, why is he not pushing forward? Because you're like a heat-seeking missile. Where Devon goes, you go, but you're not doing anything. He goes left, you go left. He goes right, you go right. He goes backwards, you go forwards. But you weren't doing anything. You weren't fucking letting your hands go. It frustrated me. So, boxing kangaroo, salute to me, good man. Jack got bubble wraps, and his father's in his corner. That's the point. That's what. Yeah, that's what you said to me actually, Charlotte, on my video. That's what I'm interested in. He's got boots. Yes, he's got boots as his new trainer. I think it's a good thing in a way. Or is it a good thing he left Jamie Moore? I don't know, because I like Jamie Moore, but I can't blame Jack for trying something different. But I also think that Eddie Hearn's had a big part to play in this because, as I've always repeatedly keep saying, how many times after he fought fighters did Eddie Hearn keep saying he's going for a world title shot next? And then he didn't. He said it when he fought Regis. I've lost track of. He said it about 3 times. He's definitely fighting for a world title next. Then he ends up fighting Regis Prograis. Then he ends up fighting someone before that. Excuse me. Then he said after the Regis Prograis fight, he's definitely going for a world title next. I watched it. He stood in the ring. I watched it with my own eyes, and he said he's definitely fighting for a world title next. And then he's fighting Barbosa Jr. And then he loses. And that's what I always said about Josie Parker. They kept putting all these obstacles in front of him, and it was only a matter of time before Joe Parker would lose. You can't keep knocking these people over before your chance comes. Some get away with it, some don't. But for me, Jack Catterall was just fighting people who he didn't need to be fighting and never got the chance to fight for a world title because he got beat. And I don't believe that he will get. They were talking about, unless he fights the Irish dude, would you say, is it Crocker, the lad who's the IBF champion at welterweight, 147? Would he beat him? I don't know. I don't know. Was it Crocker? The Irish dude, the two Irish lads, fought not so long ago. And you could say it was controversial over the lad who won the belt. Because I thought the other lad won. I can't think who it was, Crocker and someone. Yeah, Crocker. Boxing Kangaroo. Who was the other guy who he fought? Loz, I hope Haney don't be hooking against Junior. Yeah, how many minutes has Ntuma fought this year? It's ridiculous. Absolutely. Ricky, I was talking to Ricky. Yeah, Liam Paro versus Paddy Donovan. That's the fight I'm thinking of. That's the fight. That's the fight. That's the fight. But one of them is the 147 champion IBF, isn't he? He's got Boots' old belt because he fought for a vacant belt. It's Boots Ennis' old belt before. Yeah, it's on the undercard. Yeah. But they're on about Jack Catterall could be fighting if he wins tomorrow, he could get a title shot. Either fighting. They did mention, because I watched an interview, Donovan, yeah, that's it. Lewis Crocker won. That's it then, yeah. Lewis Crocker won the IBF. That's Boots' old belt, isn't it? What he won. They were talking about, yeah, I'm getting mixed up now. It was Donovan and Crocker, wasn't it, who fought? Paddy Donovan, yeah. Donovan and Crocker. They were talking. I watched an interview with Jack Catterall the other day, and he was saying that if he beats Echo Esserman tomorrow, there's a possible he could fight the Crocker, the lad whoever. I'm getting mixed up, man. My head's frazzling now. The winner, whoever, the two Irish lads, anyway, the one who won the belt, saying he could get a possible title shot at him, or he did mention a possible chance of fighting the winner of Brian Norman Jr. versus Devon Haney. And I thought to myself, interesting. You don't want to be fighting Brian Norman Jr., mate. No way. Because he'll spark you out. Yeah, I got it, bro. Yeah, it's Crocker. I thought Donovan would beat him second time for sure. Yeah. So, I don't know. Jack Catterall's interesting. I do like Jack. I like his style. I think he's a crafty fighter. But I don't know, man. I feel like Jack Catterall's been stood in quicksand for a long time, and he doesn't seem to be getting anywhere. Which is a shame, man. Liam Paro versus Paddy Donovan, the IBF eliminator. That was it. Yeah, that was it. Liam Paro. See what? Oh, I'm getting mixed up. Right. Someone saying Liam Paro versus Paddy Donovan. Right, they fought for Boots' belt. Who was it? Was it Crocker and Donovan, or was it there's Donovan and Pardro? Because I'm getting fucking confused here. I think Lewis Crocker is there for the taking at 147. So it was Crocker. Crocker is the champion, right? Right? Catterall fights at low and Crafty Buggy. Yeah, he's a gross. Yeah, he is. Yeah, Crocker versus Donovan. Right. Thank you. I think you're right. Because he would have. I don't know. And I don't know who the other champions are now, because all the belts have been fragmented, haven't they? All as I know is one of the Irish dudes is the champion, and Brian Norman Jr. is the WBO champion. I don't know who the WBA is, and I don't know who the WBC champion is. He's a fucking 147 IBF champ. Yeah. There you go then. Sorted. Right. Right. I'm up out of here anyway. Love you and leave you. Hello. I'll salute to you, man. You're too late. Fucking hell, where's your 50p, James Jameson? Too late, brother. I'm about to get up out of here. Should have put 50p in the meter earlier. Crocker Donovan fought second time. Crocker won the IBF. Donovan is about to fight Paro. Right. Okay, sweetheart, I've got you now. WBC champions Mario Barrios. That's it. Yes. He fought Pac-Man, didn't he, not so long ago? Salute to you, Charlene. Bye-bye, sweetheart. Sugar Josie Parker on snow. I know, yeah, it's crazy, man. I'm scoring some coke off Joe later today. Hit the like, people. Yeah, smash the like, people, please. Thanks for being here anyway. Much appreciated. Lost my dodgy 50p on the string. Yeah, you tight cat. Right. Let me comb through this. James Jameson, salute to you, me good man. Lizard, salute to you. Charlene, salute, sweetheart. Boxing Kangaroo, salute to you, crazy mofo. Show Owler, salute to you, sweetheart. Thanks for coming through. Londoner, always a pleasure, my good man. Avatar, salute to you, good brother. Lizard, salute to you. Big Rick from across the ponds, an absolute pleasure. A random duo, salute to you. If I've missed you, I've missed you. But I will be back tomorrow. Oh, salute to you, Rick. I will be, and you, Kangaroo. Red Ibex, salute to you, my good man. Joe Parker's stuff is rubbish. Pub grub at the best. Right, I'm up out of here, but I will be back tomorrow I'll do a watch along for the Banff fight in Newbanks. Hope you have a great evening, and I'll catch you tomorrow if you come through. If I don't, have a great weekend, and I'll catch you in the week with some videos. Peace out.